Hi, it's Stephen here from Sound of a Nation Wave, and this is day 12 of the August daily draws. So let's see what message we get today, and I'll be taking the first card from the Tower of the Witch's Garden, followed by an oracle card from the Seasons of the Witch Lammas Oracle. So let's choose our first card and get the reading underway. Okay, here we go. This is the Three of Cups. This is the Three of Cups, which is about celebrating, having fun together. So that's connecting with other people and like-minded people, people that we get on with, people that we can feel that we can trust. And they're sharing literally a glass, they're sharing a drink together. They're just having fun. You got could be Halloween time because it's got pumpkins on the ground, but whatever. And it does look up with the autumn colours here. So they're celebrating. They're connecting. They may be. I mean, it looks as if they're just having a cup of something. They've got I think apples. Where in the barrel here, sort of maybe they've been having fun games by apple bobbing, trying to get the apples with their mouth or something. Some kind of party. It's some kind of gathering where there may be an element of ritual to it. There may be, but it's the major aspect is they're just connecting with each other in a fun setting. They're having fun. They're letting their hair down. They're relaxing, laughing, and sometimes we need to do that. We need to let our hair down. We need to laugh. Now, we may not all be party people, but there's different ways we can just enjoy connecting with other people. And yes, we can have fun by ourselves, but I feel that this is more a communal type of connection and fun that, threes to me also represent growth and expansion. So the Three of Cups to me is emotional growth, mutual growth. That when we connect with other people, we grow. And they grow by connecting to us. We grow by connecting to each other in an emotional or even spiritual way. So these relationships are on a level where, we have something that connects us, something in common maybe that unifies us. That we may be made up of different individuals. These three individuals may be totally different in their personalities and interests, but maybe there's this one aspect of their lives or one or two things that they find connects them. We don't have to be the same as everybody else. We don't have to be like everybody else to have these connections. On the contrary, sometimes by connecting with people that are different to us in some way is part of what brings the growth and the expansion in our lives, because we experience something of theirs that through the thing that we have in common is like a bridge through which we allow qualities of each other to cross over in both directions, in all directions here. And we give something of ourselves to them. They give something of themselves to us. And that's how growth and development in relationships and with our own emotional well-being and development happens. So even for people that prefer to be private, to be by themselves, they don't mind being on their own. They don't, some people like that. Some people don't find it easy to be with others or connect with others in some way. But even as sort of introverted individuals, it's important to have some kind of connection outside of themselves. It's not always easy, but that's why it needs to be with the right people. And if you have that, then maybe you need to make sure that you're connecting with that, and connecting with those people, and not withdrawing too much in yourself. There's, even for introverts, there is something to be gained through at least the occasional connection with others. And if we don't have these kind of relationships, then we need to give the universe permission to bring the right kind of people into our path. And there are different ways of connecting. These are meeting in person. These are, which is obviously the best way, face to face, meeting in person in a gathering such as this is always the better option where possible. But sometimes it's not. But now we have, one of the, there's some negative aspects of social media and internet and various things like that. But one of the positive aspects is the ability to connect with people, no matter where you are. You can connect with somebody that's in the other side of the world through the internet, through social media. You can have a kind of connection with them. You can, I'll mention, the time when we all had to be at home and weren't allowed to go out. Not going to mention the name because YouTube's a little bit funny about that. But we all know what we're talking about. And that time, during that time, when we couldn't connect physically with other people, we had, in person, we developed video calling and Skyping. Businesses, with their staff had to have Skype meetings and all that kind of thing. We had to connect in different ways. Now, as I said, face-to-face, in-person meeting is always going to be more enriching, but it is possible to have good connections if it's used the right way. That we have a tool there with technology that can connect us with all kinds of people, with the right people. I mean, yes, there's some aspects of that perhaps we need to be aware of and avoid, but there's also positive benefits that come from it. The important thing is to make those connections, to grow in that, and to have that aspect in our lives, even if most of the time we prefer to be on our own, if we're not overly social or we're too introverted for but we have to have some outlet for that, because that's what humans are at the base, sort of social animals, and so ID in it to the most part, and that's what we need to be doing. Okay, so let's see which oracle card we get to go with that. Iced tea. I know my American friends probably like to have an iced tea now and again. And we prefer, here in the UK, we prefer hot tea with milk and things like that. But, I've known some people here get into the iced tea business as well. Lean into your soul's pull and listen to the whispers to nurture yourself. So it's about nurturing yourself in relationships and nurturing your relationships, to me. And listen to that inner voice will tell you, perhaps give you the discernment about the right people to connect with. You listen to your soul's pull and listen to its whispers. It will tell you, it will guide you, it will lead you into the right way to do this. So trust your intuition, trust that inner voice when you do this, because sometimes you feel a bit anxious about, putting yourself out there, but trust in the process, trust in your inner voice to guide you, and it will work out fine. Okay, so that's today's message. I'll be back tomorrow with day 13. Until then, thank you for listening. Take care, everyone, and I'll see you all again very soon. Okay, bye-bye.